99 cents.
Yeah, keep going. We good. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Baking soda's only 99 cents.
Yo. There's pressure that comes with the block. You could end up inside of a box when you get your knob buzzed by a op after getting set up by a thought. Opportunity, it doesn't knock. No, that sound right there be the cops. Yep. And all of that stress that we talking still beats punching the clock. You think I want to sweep your floor from 8 to 4? Fuck, I want to take your orders for when your favorite star got an Audemars that's worth more than mama's car. Type of shit make you want to say fuck the law. When your rent's due and your piss poor, nigga, we don't even own our own corner store. So quarter waters cost a quarter more, huh? Want to be an entrepreneur? We want sign checks. We want work for ourselves. We want on the nets. You're too much of a threat when you're on your own assets. So the only thing they show us is how to be an outlet. So we won't connect. Let's say hi like hola. Listen to Hova. Whip up a rover. Been watching Power. Tommy and Ghost, bruh. So I need some powder. Fish scale and soda for 99 cents.
It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Yeah. You see, the money is a motive. Repeat my history, crack cocaine is like the motif. It's plain and simple, way back then my mother hustled. It's in my blood, so I feel like it's time to grind. Just like the times when niggas lied. Hold up, back then was the bad days. Motherfuckers push mad weight, I was a crack baby. Tell me nothing about my mother and the struggle. See, I love it in this fucking trying to smoke when she hustle. Selling everything in the house, goddamn. She ain't give a damn about the spouse, goddamn. So my oldest brother had to man up, had to take care of us in the piece with 4 kids. The one on the way with no clip, no food in the fridge, on some post shit. Got food stamps from the neighbors. Ty worked, ain't asked no favors. Late night, he was shot bodegas. Over bread and some meat, some mayo. Kool-Aid had about 4 flavors. And when I went to cash out, Aki lashed out. Told him he'd take food stamps. $15 for that kid, fuck all that shit. Then the young nigga noticed that it could be the coldest. Take back what they owed us. Whole world on the shoulders. No food in the kitchen but the stove work. $10 in the sack and he points to the back, say, let me get that soda. 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Yeah.
So let me get this shit straight. So I gotta go take out loans to go to school, to get a job, just to pay for the loans I took out in the first place. I'm looking at this arm and hammer like I should have a hammer in my arm right goddamn now. Shit ain't make no sense. Lord, make it make sense. Goddamn.
Baking soda's only 99 cents. Hey, it's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Only 99. Hard to repent, you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense.
All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. This is Salaki. Shalom, Israel. This is an Israelite school and universal and practical knowledge. Started out in 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we are led by the amazing Commanding General YAHANNA. Today is the Wednesday law class, so we are definitely going to get into the law. Let me give it to you. Like the topic, says, either get a bag or get a beating. Now, a younger audience, would know what a bag is. You know what I'm saying? People my age or older than me might not understand what a bag is. And a bag today is synonymous with like blessings or wealth or or appreciation or praise. All right. So when when I say either get a bag or get a beating, it's something that you would do for your parents. When you go to school, and even though you're supposed to do it, but my mom, my dad was like, okay, well, hey, if you go to school and do well, okay, this is what we'll do. We'll give you $20 for every A that you get, and we'll give you $10 for every B you get. Or it may have been $10 a A, $5 a B. So in my head, I'm counting, if I think it was what, 5 classes that you took like in middle school and elementary. So if I get 5 A's, I get $50. If I get 5 B's, I only get 25, but I want to shoot for the $50. I want to be therefore perfect, like the scriptures say. So, you go through school, you're doing your homework, you're doing this and doing that. And then, okay, you come up with 3 A's, three A's, 2 B's. So that's $40. All right. So you got 3 A's, $10 each. That's $30. Then you got 2 B's, which is $5 each. That's $10. You add that to the 30. That's $40. That's pretty good. Now you got something to work on. You know what I'm saying? The next 6 weeks, on your report card. But if you fail to do those things, like just say you fail your classes, what happens then? Or what happens when you fail your classes? You get home from school. You're supposed to do your chores, like either make up your bed, wash dishes, whatever, take out the trash. But then when your mom don't get home, you outside playing in your school clothes, and you're flunking your classes, and no housework is done. What happens? Huh? Say it in the mic. Don't say that word, but just say,
That's a whooping.
is mic on? Okay.
That's a whooping
Right. That's a whooping
on site.
on site because your mom, your dad been at the slavery for 8 hours, busting their butt to buy those school clothes. To pay for your school clothes, to pay for that Nintendo game you got, to pay for that basketball that everybody outside playing with. But you can't take out the trash before the trash man come, or wash the dishes before mom come home and cook, or even bring home good grades. And you got lights, you got water, you got a soft bed to lay in with your Spider-Man covers on. You got all these things that your parents giving you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the best. You're set apart with any other kid on the block. They try to make sure you have the best bike and everything, but then you defy them by not doing what they ask you to do. But if you do, that's when you get you know, in the world. Of course, all these things come, on Christmas, on your birthday, of course. You know, Mama, can I get this new game? Or Mom, can I get this new bike? Or Mom, can I get whatever? And it's, oh, sure, baby. Or Daddy, oh, sure, son. You've been doing your work, or you've been doing this, and you've been doing that. No problem, no sweat. We got you. But if you're not doing what you're doing, supposed to do, you got the nerve to come in and ask for something, boy, you better get your butt up out of here before you catch another one. All right. So like, all right. So somebody give me uh Let me see. First, we're gonna start off with, I guess, give me Deuteronomy 1:1. So what I'm about to bring out is pretty much who the Most High is talking to. He's talking to his children. All right, and so we about to find out who his children are and what he instructed them to do and what we must keep as his children. All right, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
All right, it
Uh,
says, "These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel." Does it say that he spoke to all nations?
La,
So when Christians try to use that word "all," they try to say, well, all is included in salvation. All can, if whosoever should believe, all men, all this, all that. But it was talking about all Israel from the beginning, from the first 5 books of the Bible, which is the Torah. All right. So when even when you go to the New Testament and you see the word all, of course you got to read it in context. But when it says all men, just come back to Deuteronomy 1:1 when it says all Israel. All right. Keep going.
on the on this side Jordan, on this side Jordan in the wilderness.
All right, you can drop that. All right, so these are the people that was portrayed in the movie. What they call it? The Ten Commandments. When they had what's the dude name? Um, the Edomite guy, Charleston Heston. He portrayed Moses in this movie, and all the people were Edomite people that played parts in this movie as Hebrew or Israelite children that were slaves in Egypt. All right, so this is this is once we got led out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? We wandered around in the wilderness for a minute. You know what I'm saying? One of our first mistakes was, you know, making that golden calf. All right. So, once we did that, the Lord made us wander some more. Anybody know how long we wandered in the wilderness? Raise your hand. Go ahead. I mean, my bad. You just use the mic.
I believe it was 40 years.
40 years. We wandered around in circles and loops for 40 years. Anybody know why? Go ahead.
Um, I can't really remember, but I believe it's more like a cleansing, like making those that strengthening God's word in the people of Israel, because they had nothing and all they could depend on was God's word.
No, I would have gave it to you. If you would have just stopped that cleansing, I would have gave you credit for it, because all the people that were led into captivity, were led into the wilderness, none of them seen the promised land but 3 people or 2 people. All right. The Lord made those people that was led out of Egypt wander around the wilderness for 40 years so they can die off. Why? Because they still carried the heathen customs. Like I said, when we got led out of Egypt, we was, oh, thank you, Lord, we free, we free. But after a while, we was like, man, we walking around here, man. Dang, at least in Egypt, I had some meat to eat. Oh, dang, we walking around in circle. It's sand out here, these sandstorms, and we getting, dry skin and stuff. At least I had lotion in Egypt. Well, hey, well, let's make our own God. That's when they built the golden calf. when Moses was in the mountains talking to the Most High. Moses come back, man, what are y'all doing? That's just one. And then few other times that we doubted and we forsook the Most High's words. So that's why it took 40 years for us to wander around. So that generation died off, and their children got into the promised land. All right, give me Deuteronomy 27:1.
Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
All right, here it is again. Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. So keep all those commandments, keep take your school clothes off when you get in the house. Put them in the dirty clothes, make your bed, or wash the dishes, take out the trash before you go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your sister get off the bus. Make sure you bring home good grades. Make sure you do everything your mom and daddy tell you to do. All right. You got a question? Huh? Good. Most High in Christ. All right. Uh hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I got you. So it says, keep all the commandments which I command thee this day. So, all right, now we're finna get into the instructions on what parents do. It's like if you do this, then I'll do that. If you don't do that, I'm gonna do this. All right. So give me Deuteronomy 28:1. Whoever got to read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
All right. This is the first I don't want to say covenant, but give me 1 second. All right, so this is the start of what I need you to do as my children. This is what the Most High is saying, and He's sending His word through Moses. All right, it says, if thou shalt hearken diligently, anybody know what the word diligently means? You can look it up. That's cool.
Carefully.
Carefully, Most High in Christ. So it means if thou shalt hearken. But what does hearken means?
To listen.
Most High in Christ. So if thou shalt listen carefully unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments. Does it say some?
La.
What does it say?
All.
Like the ones I feel comfortable with?
No, all.
The ones I accept are the ones, what I'm saying, they really don't pertain to me. I don't feel like that should be there. That's wrong. God ought to know better than that to put that in here. Do it say that?
La.
It says all his commandments. And it says, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high. So that means you're going to be set in a position up high where everybody can see you, above some of the nations.
All of the nations.
Nah, what about the Edomites? You know, they been up there. They on top right now, so we gonna be above them too,
Con.
right? So it says above all nations of the earth. All right. So take me to Hope, Christian. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. You hold where you at. Nike. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Chapter 7, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It says, "Thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God." Does anybody know what holy means? Go ahead, sis.
Separate.
Say it in the mic.
To be separate.
It's on. Okay. To be separate. That means set apart. That means Sam and Kingston are your holy people. Correct, sis? You know, these other kids that's out here playing in the street, running around the street right here, like they ain't really just your your dealings, right? Right. So Sam and Kingston are holy to you, so just as well as the children of Israel are holy unto the Most High. We set apart, just like if you had two batch of cookies, 2 dozens of cookies. I like chocolate chip cookies. I mean, I always bring this up. But if I bake two batches of cookies and they both come out golden brown, they soft, you know, chocolatey. But I take this sheet pan and put it next to me and say, "These mine." Now this batch, I don't care what happens. They can get thrown in the street. They can get stepped on. Somebody can throw up on them. I don't care. Somebody can throw them in the fire and burn them. I don't care what happens to these. But these, a fight come with these. You know, a fight come with these. These are mine. These are separate. These are better than these, even though they come from the same lump of dough. All right. So keep reading.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people
All right,
unto
stop right there.
himself.
Okay. The Lord thy God has chosen thee, so you didn't do nothing to be in favor of the Lord. You didn't do nothing. The Lord chose us. You didn't do nothing special. 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 I didn't do nothing special. He didn't do nothing special. The Lord chose us. You didn't choose to be black. You didn't choose to be Hispanic. The Lord chose us. Even if we are what we are, he could have chose somebody else. That was his choosing. But he chose us. All right. And it says to what? To be a special people
A special people unto himself,
unto himself.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Upon like the God cannot be that cruel to have his own special people and just forget everybody else. God is love, right? What you got to say? What? What it is?
Love means you love people.
No, you're right. Love means to love people, but I'm talking about God having people for himself. Like he loves a certain group of people only to himself. Like he doesn't care about any other people. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Get a little brother a hand. Like it's crazy how you know, a lot of people think that God can't have a favorite. God has a favorite everything. He has a he has a favorite scent that we burning right now that's called frankincense and myrrh. A sweet savory smell to him. It's not sage, sisters. I seen a TikTok video earlier today. You know, this sister, she waving around some sage like she's supposed to be so spiritual and so in tune with spirituality and stuff. Sage don't do nothing but have your house smelling like sage. That's it. But frankincense and myrrh, that's the Lord's favorite smell. The Lord's favorite beast is a what? Anybody? Go ahead.
Lion.
A lion. God's favorite flower.
A lily.
A lily. God's favorite bird. Go ahead, sis. A dove. Or a pigeon. You know, out of all of the majestic birds that they have, the eagle, like this, great nations pride themselves on having the most even if this is a word, Salakia, predatorious bird as their mascot. You know, the eagle. You know, America has it, Russia has it. All these Rome used to have it. All these other like great nations or ruling empires, you know, have the eagle as their mascot or as their crest. But the Lord's favorite bird is old docile pigeon, a bird, a dove. Next time you talk, raise your hand. All right. Go ahead.
It's crazy. The eagle is unclean. It's an unclean bird for their
Right.
favorite bird.
Right. And it's definitely unclean to eat. All right. I mean, but a lion is unclean too. You know what I'm saying? We can't be out here eating lions. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're gonna drop that and give me Deuteronomy 28 and 2. But that Deuteronomy 7 and 6 was just to let you know it was a precept to Deuteronomy 28 and 1 when it says it was gonna set thee on high above all nations, because the Lord chose us to be on high above all nations. All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So that means if all these, that PlayStation 5 you want, that dirt bike you want, that Chromebook or that iPad that you want, that new iPhone 60, 61, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a real nigga. I'm Android Texas. And I'm proud of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the new iPhone, the new whatever that you want, just listen to me. That's all the Most High say do. Just listen to me. Just do what I say do. You can have all that. Those are the little things to me. Those are small things. Oh, that job? You can have that job, but just listen to me. Go ahead, up.
So I had a question. Like when you do listen to the Most High and keep his commandments, do he like give you answers to things you don't know, like questions like
Yes, but it's not going to magically appear.
it's like an idea you'll have. Like it'll come in the form of an
No,
idea.
like I say, it's not going to come magically. That's what a lot of people think, that when they go to church or it's just going to boom pop in their head. And sometimes it might do. Sometimes it comes through counsel. Sometimes it comes through talking to a brother that may have knowledge on that situation, or something that somebody will say, and then you have your answer. It comes like that. Like I always pray for knowledge and understanding when I was in the world, but I never thought that it would be here. I'm thinking I was gonna get some type of revelation that popped in my head, and I started knowing everything about the Bible. I'm talking about I literally used to just sit here when this was all in the world. I literally sit with my Bible, and I ask myself a question in my head, and I just and try to find it. Never happened. Go ahead.
Like, what I mean, like, it's more of a you gotta know it, and he'll just put the pieces together for you.
Like I say
Then they'll
again,
click in your head.
like I say again, like your question has to be asked. You can't ask yourself the question and think that your mind is going to give you the answer. You have to ask the question. You have to ask somebody that you might think know what you're talking about. And whatever field it is, like if I want to know something about cars, I'm not gonna ask her. Salagi, I mean, because she's not a mechanic. So if I want, there's something wrong with my car, or it might be my alternator. Then you go buy a new alternator, and it was never your alternator because you're still having the same problem. But then when you actually just having to talk to somebody that knows something about cars, and then they ask you, well, what does it sound like? It sounds like a. Oh, that's your starter. Or that might be a battery cable. Then you get that fixed, and then you find out that's what it was. Now you have your answer because you talked to somebody that knew that was in the field of your question. You know what I'm saying? Now, some things might just pop in your head. Just trial and error if you try. But to act for a question that you have to ask somebody that has the knowledge in that field. Now, scalps, hair, or anything, sis, I'm trying to get my hair to grow. You know, I get dry spots and blah blah this, and she gonna say, "Oh no, yeah, okay, but you use this, you know, wash your hair, yeah, but don't do this and don't do that." And then I do that, and then I just have, Samson hair. I got my answer because I talked to somebody that that was in that field. Did that answer your question?
So how are we able to get like some people able to get dreams and stuff, but
Dreams. Well, see, again, that comes with that's with the Most High. But then even with the dream, you still have to go to somebody that know how to interpret dreams. You just like in the scriptures. I can't think of the brother's name offhand. They went to go see about his dream about either whether to go to war or not. He told his dream to somebody else, and then they went and they prayed and they came back and gave him his answer. Same thing. So in here, like in the school, if you think that you have an answer in your dream, then you go to the men above you, and then like you can't come to me because I can't interpret dreams, or at least I don't think I can. But I know somebody in the school that can. Then you bring that dream to either I was Gabo, or you bring that dream to Cap. Cap gonna tell you what it is. All right, go ahead. You had a question?
No, I was gonna give an example I've been away from my Bible, so I don't know, can't remember the whole story. But Joseph did that for the, I don't know if it was a Pharaoh or somebody above him.
Right.
He was able to interpret that, and the fella, he didn't know what to make of his dreams, but
Right.
Joseph was able to interpret them, and he was on point. Like he knew Joseph had the gift or the wisdom to be able to interpret that.
But Joseph was in tune with who?
The Most High.
The Most High. So you don't go to the dude that sell Buddha memorabilia at the corner store. You go to somebody that's in tune with the Most High to tell them about a dream.
that's pretty much what I was trying to get at. Or
Okay, right.
so if they in tune with the Most High, like the Most High give them like the idea, or he'll give them the answer and form an idea.
Yeah, however that answer comes, but definitely you seek any knowledge about a dream, especially about a dream, to somebody that's in tune with the Most High.
Because one thing I know for sure about keeping the commandments, you become wiser.
So what?
But by keeping the commandments, you become wiser.
Of course. The scriptures say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keeping the commandments, and don't think that the keeping the commandments is like some magical thing. Like this is something that you're supposed to do. Like this is the minimum. Like this is the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like how making your bed when you get up, or cleaning your room on the weekend is a bare minimum at home. Like you don't supposed to get no reward for that. That's what keeping the law, statutes, commandments is for us. It's a bare minimum. So when people say, "Oh, I keep," prime example, the guy, the young brother that asked Christ, "How can I seek eternal life?" And he say, "Well, you supposed to keep all the commandments." And he say, "I do that. You know, I do that. I give to the poor. I do this and I do that." So he said he kept all the commandments. He was giving to the poor. He did this and he did that. Then the ultimate test came. All right, well, sell all you have and follow me. And he was like, "Wait a minute. I got millions. I got a lot of stuff. I got Bugattis and Lambs. I got houses on the lake, houses on the hill. You want me to sell all that and follow you?" I don't know if I can do that. And he went away sad because he thought he was supposed to get something for just doing what he was doing already. That's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. Keeping the law, statutes, commandments. But it's so hard for us to do because we were torn away from it. You know what I'm saying? Either through lust or through slavery. It's so hard for us to keep them and do them because we've been taught for so long, you know, not to do it, you know, either with the pastors, like even in Greek times in the Apocrypha, it was a law for us not to we against us keeping the law, statutes, commandments. We couldn't profess ourselves to be a Jew. And if you was caught, you know, practicing Judaism, well, not Judaism, you know, doing Israelite culture, you were put to death. You know what I'm saying? So from then to now, like the generations and generations just was watered down with the culture. We didn't know what to do. But now, since it's back in the earth since 1969, now we have to pick up what we left off. All right. So it's no bare minimum. Like if you go up to General Hyman right now and say, "Yeah, I keep all the laws, law, statutes, commandments," he gonna pat you on the shoulder. Most High in Christ, warrior. What you want him to say? Like, "Oh yeah, hey, Lord, give him a crown right now. He need his crown. He need his rulership right now." No, it say, "He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved." So keeping the laws, statutes, commandments now, yeah, that's fine and dandy. But until the end is the challenge. Doing this to the end. That's why when brothers come in and, "Oh yeah, I'm here, you know, I'm here to stay and blah blah this and blah," yeah, keep living life. Hardships gonna come after hardships. The scriptures say, I'm paraphrasing, "He that comes to the knowledge of the truth," Salakia, prepare your soul for temptation. If you start following the law, statutes, commandments, following Christ, prepare your soul for temptations. So that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? You said you was going through some things. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You said you was going through some things. I understand. I'm going through some things. The Lord understands. But he who endures to the end, that's when the crown comes. Like what I'm doing now is bare minimum. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's like people in the world, you know, use an acronym for the Bible, BIBLE, basic instructions before leaving. Basic instructions, basic. This is bare minimum. All right. That answer your question?
Come on.
All right, no sweat. All right, let's keep going. It says, all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Now, so so all these things that you desire and ask for, would come to pass if you would just, what I'm saying, listen to the Lord. Like even when they finally started listening to the Lord and doing what the Lord said to do in Egypt, he heard they cry. And he got them up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And then we freestyle again. Then we ended up in the I think the Assyrian captivity, whatever the next captivity we was in. And then we whine and cry, We start doing the Lord's will again, and then he bail us out again. But us as a nation, we stiff necked. We gonna find a way to do some than otherwise. The children do it all the time. You can tell Sam right now, man, don't get out that seat. He gonna do this here. Oh, I ain't going nowhere. As soon as you turn around, he gone. Children do it all the time. That's why you gotta hearken diligently, to the Lord. All right. Drop down to verse. Drop down to verse 4.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground.
All right. It says, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. Can anybody get out a shot?
Your children.
Huh?
Your children.
Most High Christ. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. Your children won't grow up defiant. They won't be, like born with like two heads and another half a human on this side. All right. They will be blessed. You know what I'm saying? They grow up strong. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to carry them around when they're 25. All right. Blessed, what it says, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle. Even your cattle, what I'm saying, will grow strong. You won't have to worry about eating, what I'm saying, what they call the mad cow disease. All right. Drop down to verse 5.
Blessed shall be thy.
Go ahead.
What that word right here? Kind.
Kind is another kind of beast. I'm going to look it up for you right now. What's that? 28:4. Kind is like a ox or a cow, something like that, like a different kind of cattle. Because you had cattle to eat, and then you had cattle to work. Most of the time, they use oxen to work. Like pull plows and stuff like that. Cows or cattle. They're the ones that you slaughter and eat, or they cut the grass, of course, but they're the ones you can slaughter and eat. All right. And it says, blessed shall be the basket of thy store. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a business or whatever, a store, a business, whatever, it's going to flourish. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yap's Braid Shop. You know what I'm saying? Starting from a single chair inside the school. Now they got a brick and mortar right now. You know what I'm saying? That's being blessed with the fruit of our store. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a car shop or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be to the point to where like you're not gonna remember how you started off. You just gonna end up like, hey, I got here this fast. You know what I'm saying? Because most businesses, you know, they start off in like humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? This sister, she started out braiding hair in the school, like burning her gas, driving from place to place, client to client, burning her own gas, driving from client to client. You know what I'm saying? To braid their hair, and does excellent work. You know, if you seen anybody at the Passover this past year from Houston or even Texas, they were 8 times, 9 times out of 10 braided by y'all. You know what I'm saying? And from that point to from driving the client to client, now she probably don't even remember how she started. Now brick and mortar business right now, and it can only go up. I mean, it can go down, but if she keep doing what she's doing, it only goes up. Understand? All right, now drop down to verse 7.
Verse 7. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
All right. So it says, the Lord shall cause thine enemies to rise up against thee and to be smitten. Now, if anybody had like real life haters, you know what I'm saying? Like, you probably, and if you in a school or if you know, whatever, your enemies become your footstool. They will be destroyed in front of your face, whether it be your boss at work or whether it be like for instance, I think it was a judge or whatever she was. She started speaking against the school. Like she started down talking Commander General YAHANNA. She started down talking, you know, other brothers in the school. And not too long after she did that, she died. And this wasn't no old lady. This was a young sister. All right. Like when you that's like, you know, you start it's like you start harming somebody's children, they coming after you. Y'all haven't seen the side when this sister somebody trying to harm. Well, she won't get a chance because it's a whole school of brothers that's gonna be look. Good night. I'm just saying. Let young Kingston go across the street in them apartments right there and come back crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna see nothing but dust because all them apartments gonna fall. Hey! What I just said about talking without raising your hand. All right. It said they shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. So they gonna come at you one way, but they gonna flee this way, that way. They trying their best to get away from you because they know you protected by the Lord. It happens all the time. I remember brother was talking to me about, you know, his supervisor was giving him trouble. This is around COVID time. His supervisor or boss or whatever giving him trouble. I don't know if they laid him off or they suspended him, whatever. Boss ended up dying. Like you can't when somebody like the scripture says, when you are with the Lord and the Lord is with you, can't nobody touch you, man. If you read Judah chapter 5, this brother broke down the whole history on on how he started from Moses when the Lord led us out of Egypt up until that present time. And he told that general that wanted to go to war with the Israelites, he's like, well, look here, if they sinning against God, then yes, let's go attack them and we gonna win. But if they not sinning and the Lord is with them and they with the Lord, man, let us go and go about our business. because we're gonna go up against them and we're gonna lose and we're gonna become a laughing stock in front of all the other nations. Just read Judith chapter 5. It's in the Apocrypha. All right, hold on. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to it. Give me Judith chapter 5, and we're gonna start at 5. Nah, it's like we ain't gotta go through all that. All right, go ahead.
Judah chapter 5, verse 5. Then said Achor, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, which dwelleth near thee, and inhabiteth the hill countries, and there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant.
So the dude telling me, I ain't finna lie to you, sir. What I'm about to tell you is real. Go ahead.
Verse 6. These people are descendant of the Chaldeans.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. And they sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which were in the land of Chaldea. Verse 8. For they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven, the God whom they knew. So they cast them out from the face of their gods. And they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Verse 9. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned, and to go into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt, and were increased with gold and silver, and with very much cattle. Verse 10. But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there, while they were nourished and became there a great multitude, so that one could not number their nation. Verse 11. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtilly with them, and brought them low with laboring in brick, and made them slaves.
So now he just gave like a little brief rundown on how, what I'm saying, the Israelites ended up in Egypt. Now they was enslaved in Egypt. All right, go ahead.
Verse 12. Then they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues. So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight.
All right, so once they got back in tune with the Most High went to work and slaughtered the Egyptians and led them out of that captivity. So now drop down to verse 20.
Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Verse 21.
Now read that again, Salaki.
Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
And it says, if there be any error with these people, then let's consider going against them, because we gonna win. I'm paraphrasing. Go ahead. Go to 21.
And they sin against.
Oh no, we'll finish where you going, then go
20.
21.
No, I think if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
That was 21 too?
That was 20.
Verse 21.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their God defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
All right, so he told them, hey man, if they not sinning against their Lord, then hey, we need to go on about our business. That's it in the scripture. You know, I ran it down just a few minutes earlier, but that's the scripture. All right. So now let me see. All right. Now go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and go give me 10, 28 and 10. What you need? We're in Deuteronomy chapter 28.
I think my mic did.
Is it still on? Probably have to use that mic. All right, don't worry. Hey, put them batteries on the charger, Kingston. All right, well, you just use it till it go out. But once that mic go out, I mean, y'all gonna have to speak like we in camp. Y'all gonna have to read out loud. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Deuteronomy 28 and 10. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee.
So that all right, now go to 12.
Verse 12. The Lord shall open up unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season.
All right, so that's the bag right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the title of the class. You know, that's the bag. You know, the Lord is gonna open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in season, and to bless all the work of thy hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. Now, this is as a nation. You know what I'm saying? That's the bag. You know what I'm saying? Our land won't be dry and you can't plant nothing. You know what I'm saying? The air gonna be, pure. We're not gonna have to go and trade or borrow with another nation. All the nations are gonna be coming to us to borrow. All right, that's the bag. Hey, that's the bag that we all trying to achieve. This is what happened when we listen to the Most High. You know, just like a parent, you don't have no problem going to the store and buying that PlayStation 5. You open up the bag. You go buy that. You go buy that like when you got a son, Christian. You got a son, correct? How old is he? 11. So when he turns 16 and he's done everything that he told you to do, he's like, Dad, man, I want this 2005 Mustang that I saw. I want to use it as a project car. I want to buy some parts for it. You're gonna be like, hey man, here go the down payment, or here go. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna buy that car for you. You don't want a new car? You sure you just want to work on this Mustang? Yeah, I don't want a new car, Dad. I just want this Mustang. I want to fix it up. I want it to go real fast. I want to buy some aftermarket parts. I want to make it almost like a racing car. Oh well, here you go. This to start you off. If he's doing everything that you asked him to do, that's what the Most High is saying. He don't have no problem opening up the bag for us. But us as a nation, we got to stop celebrating Mother's Day. We got to stop celebrating Christmas. We got to stop celebrating Valentine's Day. We got to stop doing all these pagan holidays and all these traditions that don't have nothing to do with us. We celebrate one that celebrates the death, rape, rob, and murder of our own people. Thanksgiving. How do you think he gonna open up the bag for us, and we still celebrating the rape, rob, and murder of his people that he chose, that he loves? Go ahead.
That's because we are our own ops.
Get that brother a hand, because we are our own ops to an extent. But that's dead on though. You know what I'm saying? People was ride or die. when George Floyd died, everybody had on their all black or they red, black, and green. They stormed the streets. Later, 4th of July came and they red, white, and blue. Proud to be an American. You know, it's so many, like, and like you said, like it's so many Israelite brothers that no, I'm not black, I'm not African, I'm American. Like, this is my country. Like, you know, my ancestors died to vote and blah blah this. Blah. I'm a part of this country. My people died in the war and all stuff like that. Like that is a problem. You're Stockholm syndromized. I just made that word up too. All right. Um, we're gonna drop that, and we're gonna go to drop down to 15. So that was the bag. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, you know when you do what your parents say do, yeah, they don't have no problem opening up the bag, renting that Lamborghini for your prom, or buying that tuxedo for the prom or the athletic gala or whatever they want to call it. Even though some of them still be flunking, you know what I'm saying? They just it's just for show. All right, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
All right, you gotta read out loud now.
Thou wilt not hearken to the Lord thy God to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So it says, now it says, but it shall come to pass. When it says it shall come to pass, this for sure gonna happen if you do this. Hey, if you do what I say do, I'm gonna buy you that. I'm gonna buy you that Mustang that you want. I'm gonna buy you that PlayStation. I'm gonna buy you that nail set or the bundle weave lace front, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy that for you. But if you don't, it says, if thou will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord of thy God to observe and to do all his commandments, not just the ones I feel comfortable with, and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, anybody know what a curse is? Go ahead. A disability? No.
Not like in a way that
What you mean by disability?
they just say we doing something like we want to start a business.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. I take that. You know, it disables you to do the things that you would like to do.
Yeah, it wouldn't go as planned.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't listen to my parents, but I still want to go to this party tonight. I got you. Keep going.
Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
It says, "Cursed thou shalt thou be in the." Hold on, where you at?
Verse 16.
No, drop down to 28 for me.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
So I'm reading one scripture. My bad. First Timothy. All right. Where we was at, Salaki?
Verse 28, Deuteronomy 28 and 28.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Okay. Anybody know what that means? Let's start. Just start with the first word, madness.
Madness, when you don't make any sense. Sometimes when you're debating, people think they're intelligent, but when you're debating them, it's not clicking. It doesn't make sense, and they don't even realize that they don't make sense.
Right. They don't make sense. Like in debating or just trying to talk like they know things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. But then what else is like a form of madness?
Them getting upset because of misunderstanding or not
Now,
getting something.
how about what you said earlier when you try to things and everything just fall to hell? Like, don't people get crazy that they go crazy like they get stressful? Like, you try to start a business and it fall.
That can also go into like what we was pretty much saying.
Right. Or you always try to do right or whatever. Everything always something is always happening in your life. You know what I'm saying? To where you think you can't get ahead at all. Go ahead.
I had, like this morning, I had an issue that um, I was a little late for work the day before.
Mm-hmm.
This morning I left extra early.
Right.
I leave extra early. I get to the gas station. My son's glasses are in the van. I gotta go back.
Right.
I go back. I didn't forget to. I go park back at the gas station. Get the gas. When I go pay, go back. I left the keys in the van.
Good night.
And then when I'm finally able to get into the van and leave, the traffic is an accident.
Right.
And I'm bumper to bumper. I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
I left so I can get there a half hour early. I got to work an hour late, and I was losing my mind. I was,
Right.
to be honest,
And
I was the things that I was saying to the man, I will not repeat in front of anybody.
right, but and that's on the light end. Now just think of if 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 you would have lost your job. One, you lost your job. Now your rib or whatever is nagging in your ear. Yo, we ain't bringing no money in the house. Bring no money in the house. No, 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 no. Getting an argument with her. Then you end up losing your house or your car. Then you end up being homeless. Then you end up being on drugs. All right. That how when you see like when you see those homeless people and they be talking to themselves out on the side of the street, like they going mad. Like everything is out their hands. Like they going mad. And sometimes it be the drugs, but half the time they be sober as hell, but they just out of their mind. They just talking to themselves because they don't know which way is forward, which way is backwards. They going mad because they done tried everything that they didn't, tried to try, but nothing goes. What about? Go ahead.
I was gonna say like being so ignorant you get upset.
Being so ignorant that you get upset with what?
Like with anything, like if you was having like a conversation with somebody, you'll like you a lot of people they'll be ignorant and not try to understand your side. They'll be too busy trying to put their side on.
Yeah, yeah, I take that too. What about oh yeah, 20. What about blindness? Go ahead.
Not able to recognize the truth.
Right, right. So that goes to what you were saying about people thinking they know everything and don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of these people, especially like when they debate Captain Tazariak on these social media platforms, the way they think they talking so intelligent, but they really not talking about nothing. They think they got so much knowledge, but it's really nothing. All right, and they don't, and a lot of people don't realize it until they talk to somebody like Captain Cesario. You know what I'm saying? They've been going on all these years talking about Kemet and talking about some god that got his rod pointed at his face, and all different type of stuff. All right. Uh, what about astonishment?
I'll say fulfilling your heart's desire or desiring the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Hold on. Like astonishment of heart is like, wow, like why me? Why this all happening to me? You know, I give to the poor. You give them a dollar every here and not, but then you don't do nothing else. Like, why this happened to me? Like, why God had, why I got cancer? Why I'm fat? You know what I'm saying? Like, you in some, you so flabbergasted at what was happening to you. Uh, right. You know what I'm saying? I got the now drop down to now this is the beating part, that I'm talking about now is this, that you don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You go crazy. You're wondering why. Everything's starting to happen to you wrong. You had a good job making $30 an hour. Then you was forced to leave that job. Now if you got another job, now you're making 10. And it's so pressing because the minimum wage is still what, 8.75 or 8.25. So the job that's paying you 10 is like, we paying you over minimum wage. So what you complaining for? Do the work, go to work, get to work. Because it's a plus for them. It's like, okay, well, they can say on paper that we paying you above minimum wage. Don't matter how much work you're doing. That's like teachers. Teachers don't get paid enough, especially not even the school shooting, to deal with unruly kids, disrespectful kids. I know y'all seen the video. Not too, yeah, with the substitute teacher. You know, and you ain't supposed to bring your. I mean, that's in the curriculum. Don't have your phone in school. But then you're so combative with a teacher to where now the teacher may have, of course she snapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the teacher side. You know what I'm saying? Because I've worked at a school, and just listening to some of these kids walk down the hall and disrespect. Like, it's a math teacher in my school right now that get beat up every 6 weeks because he failed a kid. Kids feel like they don't have to do the math work, and then when they get their report card, they got an F, or maybe he might be nice and give them a D, but they got to have at least a C or better to play sports. He getting beat up, he getting hit, he getting slapped. So every time lunchtime he running to the front office because somebody trying to attack him. That's the stuff a teacher got to deal with. And then and then the kids know that a teacher not supposed to hit back. What? You gonna give me an A, or I'm gonna beat your ass, beat your butt. And then they don't get that A, then guess what happens? I'm too out the water. All right, now drop down to 30.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Well, there it is. You shall betroth the wife, and another man shall lie with her. That goes on a lot today. You know,
At this point, females be lying about it.
about what?
Not having a man.
Yeah, they do. Some of them do. But then you also have brothers that throw away women. Just I mean just as easy. Girl, I'm you the only one for me. I'm with you for life. Then as soon as you have sex with you, have sex with her, then she call you the next day. You don't answer the phone. It goes both ways. But yeah, you're right. Same thing. What happened to us in slavery? They was separating the husband and the wife from the plantations. That's how they got them. That's how they got the men to work hard. Hey, if you don't plow this field in 2 hours, I'm gonna sell your wife and your kids, or you gonna see me sleep with them. You know what I'm saying? All right. We're gonna keep going. We almost done. Go to 28 and 36. Read a little bit, Christian. Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy 28:36.
Uh-huh.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king with thou which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
What that sound like?
Christianity. No, modern day what happened? Slavery.
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 Slavery, right. You know what I'm saying? He gonna round you up and the people, the person you set over you, and bring you to a whole different land where your fathers ain't never known about this land or nothing. And keep going.
Which neither thou or nor thy father have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
So what that sound like?
Christianity. Mud.
Right. So that means the wood would be synonymous with the cross. That's what you're saying. And then the stone will be that cobblestone that they be dancing around in Mecca. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it says wood and stone. Like, this is also a prophecy. Well, this is a prophecy. So what this is saying is, you know, I'm gonna bring you to slavery to a land that nobody nobody knows. You or your forefather. Go ahead.
So basically, into a land that believes in white Jesus.
To a land that believe in white Jesus, that believe in fat Buddha, that believe in Islam, that believe in yoni crystals, stones, what they want to call them, that believe in counting chakras, counting stars, all that. But Christianity and Islam are the predominant religions that our people follow. You know what I'm saying? These two doctrines, or whatever you want to call them, are the main things. Like especially Christianity, like here in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Like all of our people, like all of the blacks, love them some white Jesus. Love them some organs and some live choirs and a line pastor. You know, the pastors go to what they call a seminary school. The seminary school are ran by Edomites. So those Edomites are teaching you what to teach your people. Yeah, we ain't gonna worry about the first part of this Bible, but teach them to love everybody. Teach them to love money. That's how you're gonna make your money. And stop doing that Bible like that. They got to go to seminary school to learn this stuff. And a lot of pastors, they know the truth, but they don't teach it. So you're gonna go to the other, and you're gonna serve other gods. Some serve money, some serve themselves because it's a lot of people going around there talking about they God. Go ahead.
So when they lose the establishment or get fired if they'll do something like that?
Do what?
Like do the white man own most of the churches?
Uh, probably, probably, but that the doctrine, the teachings, they definitely. You know what I'm saying? And it's all it's all crazy, man. Because it's like in my neighborhood alone, like on a not even a quarter mile stretch, it's 16 churches. So it's 16 pastors that are doing 16 different type of teachings and collecting 16 different types of tithes and offerings. So it's 16 people getting money in my neighborhood in a quarter mile stretch.
And it still look the same?
Yeah, it still looks the same.
I'm talking about like the neighborhood. Like they don't be changing.
Yeah, nah, my neighborhood getting gentrified right now. So you got you gonna see a couple of Edomites, walking their dog down the street next to a trap house and all type of stuff. But you know how many people got the money in biblical times, even though it was seven churches. 'Cause that's what it was, seven church. It was seven churches in the Bible and blah blah blah. But guess who was over them?
Rome.
It wasn't no Roman over the seven churches.
Oh,
It was one person.
right.
Nah. Well, he's over the seven churches, but one man after Christ died, there was one person that oversaw all seven churches.
He was one of the 12 disciples.
Mm-hmm.
Peter.
Right.
I was about to say that.
It was Peter. All right. We're gonna drop that. Go to 37.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Say that again.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
All right. So we already covered. We already covered. Slucky.
Astonishment.
Yeah, we already covered astonishment, and that was Paul that was over the seven churches. Slucky. So we already covered astonishment. So a proverb, it's like a short sentence, usually known by many people, stating something commonly experienced or giving advice. I'm trying to think of a proverb that that we would use. I can't think of one right now. But a byword, everybody know what a byword is. A personal thing that is closely connected with a particular quality. Everybody call us, you know, niggers, spicks, wetbacks, savages, you know, hoodlums, coloreds, unsavory characters, all these things. You know what I'm saying? Like that's us. Like reading through, and I didn't cover not half of the scriptures that's in this lesson, but that ought to let you know or describe who the children of Israel is in this Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that all these beatings that the Lord's giving these people in the scriptures, it's happening to us. It's happening to us. Man, they beating everything. Your pockets, your mind, everything. All right. Uh, let's see. Drop down to 28 and 54. Now, Salaki, go to 28 and 48 first.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
All right. So it says, "Thou shalt serve thine enemies." So wherever we at, we in slavery. We got to serve. We not the owners. We the pooper scoopers. Of course, you got some that slip through the cracks. They be the CEO of company, or they might have a nice little desk job and stuff like that. But for the most part, we at the bottom. We got other nations' businesses inside our communities. But in the Hispanic community, I don't know how they doing. They got some businesses on their own. Inside the Hispanic community. But in the Black community, man, it's Chinese hair salon. It's an East Indian gas station. It's like Chipotle. You would think Chipotle is a Mexican restaurant. Like somebody named Julio Felipe Chavez, started this company. It was somebody from Switzerland or Scandinavia or something like that. That's the founder, the founder of Chipotle. Go ahead.
The Taco Bell was the same thing as a white man
Right.
that saw this idea for the crispy taco
Mm-hmm.
at a Mexican place in California.
Right.
And he took that idea and then turned it into a business and franchise.
Right. Right. I think same way with I think Popeyes is owned by Elamite or something like that, or founded by Elamite. But like none of these businesses or none of these things, like the culture of the food, like we can't have that to ourselves. Like when people come to Texas, Texas is pretty much known for barbecue. So when people come to Texas, hey man, what's the best barbecue restaurant to go to? Is it Papa's down? Like, nah, don't go to Papa's. Oh, is it Gabby? No, don't go there. Then where do I find the best barbecue in Houston? I mean, you see that dude with that barbecue pit trailer on the back of his truck? Go to him. That's the best barbecue in Texas. Any one of them. It can be the Boogity Boudin man. It can be anybody. Just follow a black man that got a barbecue pit back on the back of his truck. That's the best barbecue in Houston, or in Dallas, or anywhere in Texas. Don't go to these big franchise restaurants thinking you didn't have the best barbecue that you done never tasted in Texas. La Like the culture of our food has been taken from us. All right. It said, the Lord shall sin against thee, shall sin against thee in hunger. So where do we go to get our food? Yeah, we go to a different nation. We go to Walmart, we go to Kroger, K. Roger, we go to all these other places to get our food. Like it's like some of the black farmers right now are suffering right now because they getting blackballed from selling their crops because all these big companies are buying up all the land and they're only selling or buying from those certain people. Even with the cattle, with the meat, same thing. It says, and in thirst. So we got to go to our enemies and go to our captors for water. Man, they doing some type of stuff to some of these waters, man. It's ridiculous. Like they made it illegal to collect rainwater. Like you can't collect rainwater. Like you can't sit a bucket outside your house. Like that, I think that's a federal offense, isn't it?
Certain states, I think Texas is good, but like some cities,
Really?
some states are getting it.
Right.
They don't want you to have your own.
Yeah, they don't want you to have your own because they want you to come to them for everything. It says, and in nakedness. Where do we go to get our clothes? Sure, we got black designers, FUBU, Fat Form that we don't support. But what do everybody want to buy and put on their body? Gucci, Fendi, Louis, Nike. Is Alexander McQueen? Are they Edomites or heathens? Yeah, Germans. And what's and I was thinking about this the other day. Like uh like back in the day, you know, when a black man got a Cadillac, it signified that they made it. You know what I'm saying? Cadillac was pretty much like the luxury car, you know, back in the game. But it's like now, like we glorify Mercedes Benz so much to where like that's a standard. Like we've made a German production vehicle like top tier, you know, in the States. And like well, I'll say bougie women won't talk to you if you pull up something and something less than a Mercedes. But don't you know, like they use Mercedes, like Mercedes Benz is a common car in Europe. They use them for taxi cabs. They use them for government vehicles. You know, government vehicles be beat up sometimes, but a Mercedes Benz E320 or whatever S550 is a taxi cab in Europe. But here, oh, you the king. I need your number. I need you to upgrade me. Yeah, those are gold diggers. You're right. If you don't, oh, let me get your number. And you pull out an answer and say, I don't give a damn. Oh, You don't have an iPhone, you won't get her number. You won't get her number. Man, I go to war with it with my students every day, and they be like, Mr. C, man, you still got this Android, man. Oh, you all right? I'm like, what you mean? I'm good. What you talking about? You need to borrow some money? I'm like, say, man, what is you talking about? Like, man, you got this Android, man, and you ain't supposed to be looking like you got some nice shoes on, but you got an Android. Like they be bigger. Oh boy, you got an Android. Shut up. And like the whole class get to laughing. Like, what the hell? It's crazy. But all right, and it says, and in one of all things. So that means some of the things. So we got to go to our oppressor for everything. Sure, we got a couple black businesses. We got Yaps Braid Shop. We got Turkey Leg Hut. We got that, but that's not enough. Now we had a Yaps Braid Shop in California, like a chain, like in goddamn California, Canada, Europe, anywhere. Okay, Most High Christ. Where she's just a figurehead and she don't have to touch a braid in her hair on nobody's head no more. That's the goal. Like we supposed to be the Elon Musk, the Bill Gateses, the whoever else's, the people that got generational wealth. We and a lot of black people, they speak about generational wealth. We won't obtain that here in this kingdom here. Not as black people. Go ahead. They're going to war for it now. Like soon as we get something, they try to take it away because they know who we are. We don't know who we are. Now, it's cool to have a turkey leg hut here or a barbecue pit, a barbecue shop there. Right. Like especially if you got something good. All right. So drop that and we're gonna go to 54. They did. Deuteronomy 28 54.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children.
So
he shall leave.
So it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, like your homeboy, like who is most likely to hate on you these days? Your best partner. Like in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you getting money and and you got this basketball scholarship coming up, or you got this football scholarship, and he like, man, hey, let's slide to this party. Man, he know all the gangsters finna be there. Yeah, man, this big time right here, man. You know what I'm saying? The boy got signing that deal. Get off that box, Sam. Yeah, you got that deal. You know what I'm saying? Making that big money, you know what I'm saying? And one of them gangsters hit it and they want to take his life. Oh, well, since you finna make it big time, man, I need 10 grand every month. Protect your mama while she's still here in the city while you going to play for whatever else. All right. And it says, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. Like right now, they have beefs going on between this street and that street, or this block and that block, this color and that color. this belief, that belief. And they're killing each other. They're dying. Oh, you not from old block. You got to skirt the block. You got 2 minutes to get out the block before we kill you. Hey. He got on red. Let's get him. Like stuff like that. And then come to find out, like a lot of these young people are getting into gangs and cliques over beef that started by some older people that should have been talked out. Like it's people that join gangs right now because two dudes done fell out over a woman. So now they beefing. So all they homeboys beefing with each other. Then 10 years down the line, you get into one of those gang cliques. Now you beefing with him and don't even know why. Oh, them the ops. That's all you know. Well, why are they the ops? Oh man, because them niggas hate. They never tell you why until you probably find out one of them old gangsters. Like man, yeah, man, me and him started the get rich clique. Yeah, man, we fell out with them because man, he was trying to holler at his sister. Man, he slept with his sister and threw her away. So that's why they beefing. Oh, he slapped his sister on the butt in the club. Now you done started a generational war between people that go to the same school, play at the same parks. You know what I'm saying? Go to the same grocery stores. The parents go to the same grocery stores, but you can't walk 4 streets over to go to your cousin's house because he's staying in a different territory. Man, hey, as man, look. All right, we gonna drop that, and we're gonna go to what was that 54? Oh, and it says and toward the wife of his bosom. You know what I'm saying? The wife of his bosom. You know he's gonna beef with his wife. He's gonna sleep with sleep with her and put her away. Or he gonna beat her. Or he's gonna lower her self esteem to where she doesn't have any confidence in herself anymore. If I can't have you, nobody will. All right. And it says, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. How many single parent homes we got in America right now as far as Black, Hispanic, Native Americans? A lot. Too many. Too many. I'm a man, sometimes it's our fault. Sometimes it's the female fault because, they vindictive. I'm going to hurt you where you hurt the most. You love your kids, so I'm going to take your kids away from them. But we got some men out here. I'm finna leave, man. Look, I don't feel like dealing with you. I'm finna leave you and the kids. And kids. You know what I'm saying? Just because they don't have the discipline or the love for that woman, they'll rather risk the whole family and leave the kids. Don't send them no money. Don't send them nothing. And then those kids grow up resenting and hating you because you went in their life. All right. Uh, we're gonna drop that. Matter of fact, we're gonna end it right there. I mean, everybody know. Everybody know. Pretty much the gist of this class. You know what I'm saying? Listening to the Lord, gets you the bag, and not listening to the Lord gets you the beating. You those things that you say, why me? happen in your life or to this nation, you know, it's a lot of people that want this nation to get back together, but they don't know how. They don't know what steps to do. You know, a lot of people talking about, well, let's get up and get our own land and get this. That's not the way. The way is to follow the law, statutes, commandments. All right. And with that, pay your tithes to the men of the Lord at ISUPK.com. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to priest and officer Yakubah. All right, y'all hold the talk until we finish class.
We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here. They are to be student only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has a particular interest in the person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18 to 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10, which means 10th in Hebrew, Masharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering, priest, non-mandatory, whatsoever amount you like. Upcoming holy convocations, Feast of First Fruits starts after the Sabbath of Unleavened Bread, sundown, Sunday, April 9th, 2023. Count 50 days, celebrate the 50th day, Monday, May 29th, 2023. Start before sundown. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, 10 through 22. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, and headband or scarf, and these security guards.
All right, with that, we're gonna give a courteous salute to the teacher, then the assistants, men of Israel, Majim. Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Yazmatah, Saul, face of sisters, Majim, men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Allah Bashem Yahweh Shah. Yazmatah, dismissed. Please hold our talk until we clear online.